just the overall feel from the team going down to Pensacola, the confidence level, things along those lines, knowing that you guys are just a couple of wins away from quite possibly punching your ticket to the big dance.
Yeah, I mean, we felt like we break the season up in three parts. So you have a non-conference, you have a conference, and being able to, finish up our second part in the conference play well was really important to us. Now, the expectations that everybody else has, I always say you sort of hold yourselves to a higher expectations as we do as humans. But the guys worked hard. We took yesterday off, to give those guys some days off. Monday, Tuesday, great practices. What we've been trying to do is just keep the competitive edge going when you don't play a game for so long. The good thing is every single day that we practice is we do something that's game like, right? And we have a good enough team, a mixture of players that we can get after it, and those guys stay healthy and competitive. But I think just the excitement of playing is what we've been talking about, and trying to take the outcome out of it and playing towards a standard. And we feel like if we had a certain standard, we playing Coastal Carolina basketball, then we'll give ourselves a chance to win the game like we have a lot of times this season.
Seems like I ask you about this almost every time we talk, but this time of the year it's most important to have guard play. You guys
Yeah.
happen to have three spectacular guards. Just how much will you lean on them as you guys head into Pensacola?
Yeah, I mean, we've done it all season long, and those guys have made plays not only for themselves but others. I think they give sort of a confidence to the other guys. And this is the time where you know what you do in March matters, and you can really build a legacy for yourselves. But like I told them, no matter what the results are, I'm proud of them because they've stuck through some adverse moments throughout our year and just tried to be themselves. Sometimes we play great. I told them we've won some games that we probably shouldn't have won. We've lost some games that we felt like we shouldn't have lost, but that's sports, and that's the way that you do it. The most important thing is that you're in position, and we'll continue to do that. And those guards will be a big part of what we do um, down in Pensacola.
You alluded to it earlier about having to sit around and wait instead of playing. By your answer, I'm assuming you see that as a disadvantage for you guys in some sorts
Oh,
because you're waiting while other teams are playing.
yeah.
Does that seem like one of the things that bothers you a little bit about being that third seed? That other at least other teams are actually in a game mode, and you haven't been in a game in over a week and a half or a week or
Let
so.
me make myself clear. I am excited that we are. Let me just make sure I'm smiling. That I am excited about being, in third place. We'd like to be in first place and not play until Sunday, right? But um, it's just something that we manage, and you do that doing by mixing up the practice plan, keeping things sort of fresh. But it all goes around our core values. If we practice every day with relentless effort, if we compete with excellence, I'm talking about getting after it, like get to the line every single day. A little healthy banter amongst players is healthy, right? Because it creates a game atmosphere. And then as long as we're coming together and trying to, clean up some things that we feel like will help us in Pensacola, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I've played on the first day in the Sun Belt. Hopefully I never have to play on the first day again in the Sun Belt. I'd rather be playing in the position that we are.
A lot of awards have kind of come in over the last week. One for you specifically, being named a finalist for the Ben Joe Award. I think is how you pronounce it. Just what does that mean to you to be looked at as one of the top finalists for that?
In order to be in the conversation with any kind of award, especially a coaching, of the year award, that is a team and a staff effort, right? And it should be coaches, not coach. But ultimately, I know I'm the head coach, and I'm just proud of our group. We talked about all the time trying to be the best possible Coastal Carolina, team that we can, and we felt like we've done a good job of trying to achieve that. If you just do things the right way, people will recognize it, right? And it's not for us to boast and brag. Our job is to try to come out and get better every single day and prepare ourselves to go out and compete like heck to win games in March.
Coach, what can you pinpoint that turned this season around for you guys?
Yeah,
Especially considering early on y'all were struggling, and then
yeah,
boom, you hit February and late January. It just seems like a light went off. What you contribute that to?
yeah. I think it's really important that you break seasons up. it's just like a game. So we play every 4 minute segment as an individual game. You'll have some of those 4 minutes, you start the game out. It's like, gosh, Lee, these Winthrop, I think we started out 12-0 or something. And it's like, man, them dudes are ready to play. But the second war, as we call it, is not always the same, right? And the teams respond and you play the game in that moment. And I think for our season, I would say Winthrop was probably a big win because I knew how good that team is. And I knew like that was a team that could go play in March. And if we could compete at that level against them, it should give us some confidence to be able to do it. And conference play is conference play. They don't call it the Fun Belt for no reason, right? And you'll have games that are interesting. We've been in, I don't know, whatever the record is, or 20 of them where it's under 2 possessions. The thing I can say is the poise that we've shown, as the season's gone on. I think at times we get a little rattled. We give the ball up. We try to rush. And now things are a little bit slower. And I just think it's experience. It's guys learning each other. It's learning the system. And then more importantly, trusting it. And I thought the coaching staff has done, we made some adjustments defensively, did some different things offensively. And that's a credit to those guys to be able to come up with some of those strategies.
You mentioned some of those close games. I think you guys also set a program record for road Sun Belt Conference wins this year. Just how beneficial will that be, knowing you're going to have to go play in a road atmosphere in Pensacola?
Yeah, it's been really good for us to be the only ones in the gym that's going for us, right? And that Western Illinois trip, there's really nobody in the gym, and being able to muster up your own energy, but you do it every single day. If you watch us practice, we try to, simulate that energy. We talk about celebrating defensive plays. We talk about celebrating our brothers, and being able to do that no matter where you are, but especially not at home is important because you need to lean on each other in those moments.
I know you guys have played pretty much every team in the conference, but how difficult is it to prepare for somebody on less than 1 day notice?
Yeah, it's probably the same for them, and to be honest, it's only one team that we didn't play, and we look forward to playing. That means we're playing on a championship Monday. And to be honest, we sort of scout throughout the year, and everybody has a team or a couple teams that we sort of evaluate. You look over and you sort of prepare. The first 2 days, we sort of doing things that, if we hadn't seen it or we wanted to make some adjustments the first 2 days of this week, that's sort of what we worked on to try to make sure we worked on some things that Troy may do. But ultimately, it's been about us. And we feel like if we rebound the basketball at a good level, if we value it and don't turn the basketball over, and we get a good shot on the rim every single time, doesn't matter who we play, we feel like we'll have a chance to win the game.
And I know you mentioned that Illinois trip, 3 games in 3 days, pretty similar to this tournament. How much does that prepare you guys?
Yeah, it's similar, but after the second game, you don't have to drive 4.5 hours that night and play the next day at 2, right? And so that was again, I'll take that one on a chin. But it's just putting us guys in the mindset of playing and winning 3 games, right? We won 2 back-to-back at the same location. The prep was good for us. We've been doing 30-minute warm-ups in practice to sort of get used to not having the court before the game, coming right from the locker room, getting ready to go, and then going into practice. So you try to, simulate different things. And I thought, playing those 2 games at that one location was good for us. No shoot around in the morning, no, just prep it, go play the game. And I got to seem to respond to that. Like I said before, anytime we say game, those guys get excited. When we say practice, on the baseline to run, it's a little different tone at times. But those guys enjoy playing basketball, and at this time of the year is what you really want to be clicking, and we're going in the right direction.
I know that us TV people might not be able to talk to you from now until the end of the tournament. So I know it's 1 day at a time, 1 game at a time.
Yeah.
But what would it mean to punch your ticket to the tournament to be able to get this program back to March Madness tournament?
Yeah, it's playing in March and playing in the NCAA tournament is one of the greatest spectacles in the world, right? I've had opportunity to play in as a player and to advance as a player, and to coach as a coach, coaching it, as an assistant coach, and it's nothing like it. The excitement, everybody's watching it, everybody's on campus is involved in it, and it can uplift the university, right? And so, I like to think that sports are the front porch of a university, and to be able to make a jump and win a championship and be on the national scene will be nothing but a blessing, and we're looking forward to trying to achieve that.